into it. Once again, Dak Prescott got paid, right? I'm not right all the time, but I told Dallas fans to pay him 2 years ago. Craig, do you remember that? Because look, this is where the market is. They should have paid him with you. The funny thing is, if they would have paid him as much as Jared Goff and Carson Wentz got paid at that time, they would be good right now. They would have been in a good spot. They would still have cap space. Or they could reconstructure his to pay in the future. But like, you got to sign these guys quick. You're gonna have to. Like, I mean, this is the quarterback market, right? So let me start with Corey, right? Because of the Dak Prescott's new contract, which is 4 years, it's supposed to be 6 years, but they voided 2. So it's 4 years. It's worth up to 164. It could go to 166 with incentives. It includes $66 million to sign, $75 million in year 1, which is probably the signing bonus, plus the salary. And then I think year 2 is like 33. Then it goes to like 45 and then 46 in year 3 and 4. So because of this new contract, Corey, how far do you see Dak Prescott leading the Cowboys?
I feel like last year you saw Dak's worth to the Cowboys. Any game he played, they're competitive. They're going to be in. He's out, and a few games they get routed. Andy Dalton's not the guy. So, I mean, I feel like at a minimum, your floor with Dak is going to be similar to Tony Romo in that he's good enough to keep you in games, keep you competitive. He may not be on, say, like a Peyton Manning level to keep you playoff worthy every single year, but he's going to keep them competitive, keep them at least in the 8 to 10 win range.
Okay. All right, Mo. What do you think, Mo?
I'm gonna be honest with you. As a Washington football team fan, it hurts me to say this, but I'm gonna say this straight up.
All right.
And I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna follow up by saying why.
Okay.
If they don't win the division, I don't see McCartney being there next year. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because they just gave Dak this money. He was already on the hot seat this year. They gave him a pass because Dak got hurt. Now we paid Dak this money. So now, if you really look at Dallas right now, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can tell me if I'm wrong. Dallas has on the defensive side of the ball, they have 3 players that's probably top 5 in the league as far as average money. If you talk about Dak, Zeke, and Zach Martin, and maybe Cooper, and I think even Cooper, you're talking about 4 players that's paid in the top 5 in the league at their positions as far as money-wise. You got to win this division, especially when this division is as bad as it is. If they don't win the division this year, McCartney will not be there next year. He will not. So I think it's a lot of pressure that's going to be on McCartney. I think it's more pressure on McCartney now than Dak, because he's going to look at it now like they're going to look at it now like, man, you got all these people paid. And if Dak plays a full 16 games and you don't make the playoffs, at least the playoffs, I don't see him coming back. So I think it's going to be a lot of pressure. Do I think Dallas can make the playoffs next year? If they fix that defense, they add some pieces of that defense, I think Dallas can't make the playoffs if they stay healthy. Because that whole offensive line is going to come back. We've seen at times towards the end of the season, even with Andy Dalton playing, we saw what their offense can look like when it's clicking on cylinders. Mm-hmm. So I think the ceiling for them is definitely playoffs, a chance to win a division. I wouldn't say Super Bowl though. I wouldn't go that far.
All right, Craig, your man Dak. Go ahead, Craig. Get it out.
Okay. So I think that the farthest that he can go, I think, is win the division. Maybe like a 9-7, 10-6 record or something like that. Like his record in the postseason is 1 win and 2 losses. Cowboys haven't won. The Cowboys in the last 25 years in the playoffs have been to the playoffs 10 times, and they're 4-10 since '96. Since they won the Super Bowl the last time, they're 4-10. Like they haven't really done anything. So it doesn't. To me, it's like it doesn't matter who's there. I mean, because they're not a Super Bowl type of team. Like, and then Dak is taking the chunk of money that he took instead of getting signed a couple years ago. He's signed now. Their cap space is limited. The defense is trash. Like most said, the money's tied up in the Dak, Zeke, Cooper, Jalen, what's his name? Jalen Brown, Jalen Smith, whatever.
Jay Smith.
Don't forget, don't forget,
Zach Martin.
Zach Martin. What's his defensive end?
Dex Lawrence.
Yep, Lawrence.
I mean, the money's tied up in these guys. I don't really see what, like, the offense should be 30 points a game, lights out offense. Like, but the defense, I don't have any faith in the defense. So, I don't know, like, where they expect to actually go as far as the team. I think they can go to the playoffs. I think they can lose in the first round. That's pretty much like, because they're not going to get home field. They're playing the NFC West next year, so that's Kansas City. Maybe Oakland will be better. The Chargers are going to be decent. They're playing the NFC South, which is the Saints. The Saints can find a quarterback. The Bucks are going to be there. The Panthers beat them last year. Falcons, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what. But I don't really see them going no further than maybe 10-6 at the most. But like I said, if they're not one of the top two seeds, they're not getting a bye. So,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Dak's going to probably put up big numbers again, but he's 42-27 as a starter. And when he does make the playoffs, he's 1-2. So,
he's definitely gonna be comeback player of the year, no matter what numbers he put up.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And he was like one of the best. I think he was leading the league in passing yards where he got hurt. So he's going to put up yards. It's just they were 1-3 in those games. So I mean, or 1-4, I guess, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, he can only take them so far because the defense is not going to be any good. So.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. Once again, I told Dallas fans. They weren't sold on Dak. I said, listen, it's not about being sold. It's about what can you do for me now? And if they would have signed him, they would be okay now. They might have been able to reconstruct lower because he's coming off an injury. But that's neither here nor there. That's the past. 2, they are strapped for cash. But right before Dak got injured, his last 17 games, he was 6-11. Remember, the Eagles won the division before he got hurt. Once again, Craig, we fell for this. We fell for it last year. We picked them to win a division. I'm not sure if they can do that. I think if the Giants and the Washington football team put together the right pieces, I think that division is a toss-up. I don't think I think Dak understands the pressure, but this pressure now is on him. I do agree with Mo. I think McCarthy's in over his head. You gotta remember he had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It might be like Adam Gase. We don't know. I mean, you go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that would love that, right? So we're gonna see what he does, and that defense is atrocious, man. And Dan Quinn, I'm not sure what they do. I hope they need to sign more defensive pieces. Even if they draft a corner, you're talking about 2 young corners on the outside.
I think they'd be better because they're in the 4-3 because.
Yeah, but Mo, in the NFL, 2 young corners.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, that's rough, but they ain't gonna be able to keep. They ain't gonna be able to keep both their other corners. They ain't gonna be able to keep Chibb and Brown. I mean, because Bama's gonna want too much money.
Yeah,
Bama's gonna chase the eye. Chase it while the eye hot.
Yeah, so I'm not. So we'll see. Right now, but I think they're going to let down a lot of Dallas fans again. I just think so. Maybe they can win the division. Maybe, but I'm not sold on that yet. I'm not sold on that. They're gonna put up big offensive numbers, and it's gonna be 35-31. Rams win, or 30. Who else did they play? They played Carolina. Carolina put up 38. Dallas puts up 35. It's gonna end up getting like that because I don't know if their defense can't stop anybody, and if you don't have Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or I'm not gonna say Tom Brady because he always has a top 10 defense, but that's neither here or there. So if you have a quarterback that's able to put up numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Dak is like on Russ's level, so it's gonna be very interesting. It's good. Let's see what they're able to do. But
if they can get their offensive line back healthy,
yeah,
being able to get Zeke going, having some semblance of a running game and eating up more clock on the offensive end will also carry over and help the defense some too.
Maybe. We'll see. Zeke's been acting weird.
They did not look